Western Sydney residents forced to flee their homes in the face of rising floodwaters are facing a long wait to begin the cleanup, as flash flooding is yet to ease. Floodwaters peaked yesterday, with the Hawkesbury River reaching 13.8 meters, higher than the level of the 2021 disaster. Before 6 a.m. today it had subsided to 13.2 meters, leaving hundreds of residents still stranded away from their homes. NSW says Assistant Commissioner Nicole Hogan said the main areas of concern included the Hawkesbury-Nepean area and the Lower Hunter, with crews focusing on a number of hard-hit communities, including Singleton and Windsor. Brave volunteers are neck-deep saving animals. The suburbs are set to be hampered with major flash flooding for the next 24 to 48 hours. We are not expecting those floodwaters to recede anytime soon in some of those communities, and at this stage, we have a number of evacuation orders out, she told Today. We're urging people who are under evacuation orders to really just stay away from those floodwaters because, even though it appears the rain has eased, those floodwaters most certainly not have yet, and they have not yet begun to recede. In the past 24 hours, NSW says received 1,000 requests for assistance. Heavy flooding in Pitt Town, northwest of Sydney, NSW. Despite a hopeful forecast of sunny skies today, it's expected residents in the Hawkesbury and Nepean regions will not be able to get back home before the weekend. WeatherZone meteorologist Ben Dimensino said flash flooding in New South Wales and Queensland was the result of a prolonged rain event caused by a few different weather systems. There were two upper-level lows moving over eastern Australia, and they were drawing in huge amounts of moist infrastructure from the Tasman and Coral Seas, and it was held by a high-pressure system over New Zealand, he told Today. The front and backyards of a house in Lake Conjola, on NSW's south coast, are filled with floodwaters. Hawkesbury residents could be cut off from their homes until the weekend. This is a very unique weather pattern that lasted for 2 weeks and kept dumping rain over the eastern seaboard. The highest rainfall total over the past 2 weeks reached in excess of 2.5 meters over southeast Queensland, Mr. Dimensino said. More than a meter of rain saturated northern NSW, with 775 millimeters falling in just one day, the highest daily rainfall total anywhere in the state on record. The weather system then moved further south and hammered Sydney. Sydney broke records with 617 millimeters recorded over 16 days, as well as Brisbane with 677 millimeters of rainfall over just 3 days. The toll from the NSW floods rose to 8 yesterday, after police confirmed the body of a delivery driver was found on Tuesday night. The 50-year-old man's truck was found submerged in floodwaters at Greendale in Sydney's west. His body was discovered at about 9 p.m. on Tuesday. The Hawkesbury River peaked at 13.8 meters yesterday. Counting the cost. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has been slammed for the federal government's flood relief response, with residents in northern NSW saying some regions had been left out. Mr. Morrison yesterday declared the East Coast flood crisis a national emergency during a visit to Lismore. But residents of flood-hit areas such as Mullumbimby, the Tweed Shire, and Murwillumbah said they've been left out in the cold. Sydney Harbour turns brown as pollution warning issued for beaches. Prime Minister Scott Morrison's flood response has been criticised. Richmond MP Justine Elliott said the response had been insulting to the region. We've got people here now who have no homes, they have no food, they have no money. We desperately need assistance right here, Ms. Elliott said. We need Scott Morrison and the NSW Premier to start acting and help our region. Road broken in half by floodwaters. In Queensland, anger towards insurance companies is mounting, with flood-affected residents accusing assessors of long delays in inspecting damaged homes. More than 70,000 claims worth $1 billion altogether have been lodged so far. The state government has flagged the possibility of subsidies for people looking to flood-proof their homes.